friends and followers. It's Devon from the Sea Turtle Hospital at the University of Florida's Whitney Lab. We are located in sunny Florida, right here on our first coast in St. Augustine, Florida. It's been a bit since we've checked in with you guys. We hope that everybody is doing well during our unfortunate pandemic that we have going on right now. We have actually been closed to the public, but we are still caring. We have a staff that has been divided into teams of 2, and then we have our wonderful veterinarian, Dr. Brooke, with us. So we are still continuing to take care of these amazing animals. So today we're actually going to take you on a little journey so you can see what the life is like here when we have our veterinarian, Dr. Brooke with us. So here we go. We're going to hop up onto our deck right now. We currently have 7 patients in our care. And actually, since we've been closed to the public, we've actually gotten a couple new patients, which is pretty exciting. So over here, we have Miss Eugenie Clark. For those of you who might not know too much about us, we actually opened about 5 years ago. In October, we will be celebrating our 5th anniversary. And every year we try to do a naming theme. So this year our theme is actually marine scientists or oceanographers, because we are a part of the Whitney Lab, which is a marine bioscience lab located here. So that was Eugenie, and Jessica just dropped in her green feeder. And then over here is Miss Delta. Delta actually just came out and saw Dr. Burkholter. She's doing really well. She's definitely a little bit more interested in getting some seafood than her greens right now. Say hi, Delta. And then over here we have Miss Patricia Dudley. Hey, little one. So Patricia actually had a little bit of a deep abscess on that front flipper, so she's got an action bandage on there. And what that's going to do, it's going to help secure that flipper and try to keep as much of that moisture and water out of that little area. You can see those spots that Dr. Burkholter did some debriding on her little carapace today. And then over here, we have Frederick Berry. Hey, buddy. And then over here, we have Edward Scissorhands. You can see she actually really enjoys her greens. And then we have our wonderful Jessica and Dr. Burkholter here with us today. And what we're actually going to be doing today is getting all of our patients out. When Dr. Brooke is here, we get everybody out for complete exams, and we look at their eyes and in their mouth and all of their flippers. So there's Richard, and Richard's actually going to come out and get an exam today. Richard is actually the 2nd largest patient that we've cared for here at our hospital. Richard is 13.6 kilograms, which is about between 25 and 30 pounds. The largest patient that we've actually had here was an animal named Banana. And Banana was about 85 pounds. So we'll let Dr. Brooke and Jessica get Richard out and check in on these kids again. That's again Eugenie. And Delta and Edward Scissorhands are actually from last year's theme. It was our 4th year open, so everybody was named with a 4th theme. Delta being the 4th letter in the Greek alphabet. And Edward Scissorhands was actually Tim Burton's 4th film. Edward does have a buoyancy issue that we are currently working on. You can see those pouches on the top of her carapace, and those actually have some weights in there. So we can increase or decrease those weights, and the goal is to get her nice and lateral on the bottom of her tank. Are we ready for some exams, Dr. B? Great. Alrighty, so Richard like I said, is a little bit large, so he gets carried in this nice little tub. And you can see he's actually not too stressed, which is really great. We try to really watch everybody's individual behaviors, especially when they're out of water. So this happens with our doctor at least once or twice a week, depending on our current patient load, and of course, depending on the status of our animals. So it's a busy day, as you can tell, here at the Sea Turtle Hospital at the Whitney Lab. So what we're gonna do is check a weight on Richard. We monitor their weight, which will then allow us to know how they're doing, how much they should be eating. Good job, Richard. 13.4. 13.4. Alrighty. So for those that know, we actually work with the green sea turtle that unfortunately is fighting a disease called fibropapillomatosis, which causes these animals to develop tumors on their soft tissue and also their eyes, their carapace, which is the top part of their shell, and their plastron, which is actually the bottom part of their shell. So when they come out for their exams with Dr. Brooke, you can see Jessica's holding on to that animal really well on those front pectoral flippers. Those flippers are really, really strong. As adults, the green sea turtle can weigh up to 350 pounds. And what those mama sea turtles do is they actually come out of the water to lay their eggs. So you can imagine how strong those front flippers need to be. So Richard is actually handling this really well. It's because Jessica is so strong. So what Dr. Brooke is doing is she's actually given Richard a nice little sponge bath. So we like to clean that carapace, get all that algae off, make sure they're nice and clean. Green sea turtles are very tactile, so they actually like to have their carapace scrubbed and cleaned. They're actually those animals, if you watch any of the Discovery Channel, and you have lots of little feeding stations that have all these, or cleaning station, and all these little fish friends are nibbling off the top of their carapace. It's usually a green sea turtle because they like to be clean. So Richard came to us about 2 weeks ago from Daytona Beach area. And Richard was actually very heavily infested with marine leeches. So I'm going to try to get a little close without stressing him out. But you can see the top part of his neck and around his front flippers and his eyes, unfortunately, where those are healed leech bites. So good job, kid. He actually was also heavily covered in sea squirts that were on top of his carapace. So we actually got him his name because Richard Dawkins actually did some work with sea squirts. So we try to incorporate their naming with a little bit about their story. So him coming in, or her coming in, heavily covered in sea squirts and marine leeches, we incorporate the name. Hey buddy, you doing good? So what we do on these complete exam days when Dr. Brooke is here, we actually take a series of photos on all of our patients so that we can monitor their healing process while they're with us. So I can get you a quick little look. There's some tumors under there that you can see. And again on this side. So when Dr. Brooke is here, like I said, we take a series of photos. It's about 17 different photos that we take. We take one of the top of the plastron, and then again underside the carapace and plastron, and then we'll actually go quadrant. We'll take photos of those front flippers, as well as those rear flippers, the tail area, and the eyes. And it's a great way for us to monitor those tumors to see if they're stable or if they're growing. We try to be as friendly as we can with these kids. So we try to not have to take them out of the water as every day. So they usually come out, of course, depending on their treatments, but then definitely weekly or bi-weekly with Dr. Brooke. So these photos that we take, we actually take them every other week. And again, you can see those nasty leech bites. So then all these photos actually go onto our computer, and then of course our wonderful researchers can then also look back at those banked photos so that we can monitor those. Richard is being very good. Good job, kid. Sure. So, here we go over here. How's he doing, Dr. B?
So he's doing really well. Richard is actually our most critical patient here right now. And he actually is coming out every single day right now because of his leech infestation that he had when he came in. His blood count, or his packed cell volume, is extremely low. He currently has a PCV of 4, which normal is about 35. So he's currently getting a lot of supportive care for that. Luckily he's strong and he's doing okay, so we did not do a blood transfusion, though he was walking a fine line of needing one. But he has started to eat for us, and he's getting vitamins and iron supplements, and he's also getting IV nutrition just to help boost him up to get him to regenerate that blood a little bit faster for us. But he is following all of the rules and off to a great start.
Good job.
So we're going to flip him over.
So as you can see, we have been very busy, even though we have been closed to the public. We currently have our 7 patients in-house with us. Yes. And again, these FP photos.
So more pictures. Here you can see several of the fibropapilloma tumors. They change very rapidly, and they will grow new ones, or these will actually grow in size or shrink in size in between treatments and surgeries. So as Devon was explaining, we take these series of photographs every other week, and that way we can keep better track of how they're changing, because it's hard to appreciate the differences sometimes when you're seeing them every day or every couple days. So this way we can just keep track of them. It's important for the research, it's important for us when we're treating them and figuring out which surgery is the next one to do. And he has a long way to go before he'll get to surgery because of his red blood cell count. In general, we like them to be at least a 20%, if not even higher, at a 25% before we consider doing surgery. So he's got a couple weeks that he just gets to hang out and get free food and extra special care. They get tumors that hide in their pockets under there, so that's why we lift the flippers up to take pictures where you can't see right now, where they're just laying flat. Same as under the tail, they like to hide under there. So we just want to make sure we get everything in the pictures. You want to take a breath? So anytime turtles breathe when they're in the water, naturally they have to swim up to the surface. So when it's time for them to breathe, they instinctively have to swim to reach the surface. So that's currently
he's
what
trying to
Richard
swim.
is doing, is he's swimming up to the surface. And it's not a very natural position for them to be on their backs. So we try to do that as little as possible.
It's okay, Bubba. There you go.
Good job. And you can see after he took a breath, they settle right back down. So it's just a matter of where's the surface.
All right.
There we go.
Good job.
All right, so let me clean his belly.
So we normally have public tours of our hospital that are led by a staff member, and you get to kind of go behind the scenes and learn about all of our current patients and their current treatment. But unfortunately, due to our current events, our tours are canceled until further notice. We're hoping to get to our new normal, hopefully by mid-summer. So unfortunately, with not having those tours, we haven't been able to sell any of our famous t-shirts. But if you actually follow us on this Facebook page, we actually have some new t-shirts that we do have for sale, and we're definitely happy to get them to you. Good job. So, yes, we have been closed to the public, but we are still caring. We have our lots of crew members with us right now. Our newest patient is number 38, and that animal actually just came in yesterday. So we have this number scheme that starts on January 1st. We start with number 1 and we go all the way until December 31st. So you can see Delta and Edward are actually turtles from last year. Delta was the 46th animal to come through our doors last year, and Edward was 48. And then we started again on January 1st, and you could see that's where our numbers are. So number 30, and Dr. Burkhalter was in today to do a full exam, and we did some radiographs, that full exam, got some blood work, and we're actually hopefully going to be picking a name on that animal this evening, which is pretty exciting. So you'll definitely have to follow us to learn what that new kid's name is. We have some people asking how you can support us. If you actually click on the link that will be at the top of this live, it'll actually bring you to our website, and you can definitely make donations to help support animals like Richard and our other animals here at the hospital. And then, of course, if you buy our really famous Sea Turtle swag t-shirts that we do have available in our little gift shop, those are also on our Facebook page, and you can send us PM, and we can get that mailed out to everybody. But we really enjoy all of our friends and followers and following up with these characters that we have with us right now. Good job, Richard. So again, we appreciate you guys following along with us on our little journey here at the Sea Turtle Hospital at Whitney Lab. Definitely follow up with us again. We're going to try to touch base with everybody every Wednesday for Wellness Wednesdays with Dr. Burkhalter. And check out that link below if you want to help support us and take care of these wonderful animals. And we look forward to talking to you guys soon.